Hey, what's up, guys? Johnny Con here, aka Not Such a Conqueror. Yeah, man. So I did a ritual to Moloch last night. I honored him, and for some reason, after I do rituals to Moloch, for some reason, it seems like he communicates with me through video games or video game systems. If that makes any sense. Like I'll have dreams of like finding like video games or video game systems. The one last night though was pretty interesting. I don't know if it's a retro thing. I'm trying to interpret it. Long story short, I'm in an arcade. I actually see an old flame, and it was actually kind of nice. She was kind of like lovey-dovey, flirty, or whatever. It was nice. It was an old chick that I was kind of seeing, but it didn't really develop into anything. But anyways, that was kind of nice. That was cool. I leave the arcade, and I have this dream. The dream goes to this other place. I'm like hiking. It kind of looked like Griffith Park over here in LA, and it's like the more that I'm hiking, like the more steep the hill becomes. And the steeper it is, like I'm still determined to like hike it, climb it, whatever. There was like pipes, and I guess it was to me look like sewer pipes or like water fountain pipes that go up the mountain or whatever, right? Anyways, there's some weird mechanics there. I'm not sure what it is, but the point is that I look down and up. What's coming up uphill? Well, we're up the cliff by now because it's so steep. Looks like some kind of like machinery, like on rails, like coming up, almost to like run me over or like get me the hell out of the way. So I get out of the way, and I look up, and the machine goes up on the rails, right? And this shit starts throwing like barrels at me. I'm all like, what the fuck? So I get out of the way. I get out of the way of the barrels, and I think they come down again, or I go up, and I tell them, "You fake tough guys." Like what the fuck, right? You would be mad too if like people were throwing like barrels at you downhill or whatever, right? Almost like they're trying to like mess with you. And it looked like construction workers. I don't know. So I just keep on going up regardless, right? What's interesting is that my friend said that the barrels coming down reminded her of a video game. I'm all like, you know what? It reminds me of that old school Donkey Kong game where that dude's, I think he's throwing barrels, huh? Like barrels down at the character or whatever, like the big gorilla thing or whatever, throwing like barrels or whatever. That shit was funny. But anyways, yeah, for some reason, it's like Moloch communicates, for some reason, like game system, video games, and I'm all like, what the hell does this mean? And I try to interpret it, right? I put it into ChatGPT or whatever. I'm like, help me interpret this. Like, help me bounce some ideas. What's interesting is that I kind of left the fun and the pleasure behind. The arcade, the chick or whatever. It felt nice. She was kind of like, kind of like grinding up on me or whatever. But I left that behind, and I was climbing uphill in spite of the obstacles that were in front of me. It was like I'm like, I don't give a fuck if this thing is like steep, almost like a fucking cliff. I'm gonna go up regardless, even if people are throwing shit down my way. So I'm all like, oh, okay, you know. Sorry. So that's pretty interesting. I also had another dream previous, which also I think had some meaning, but it has nothing to do with Moloch. But anyways, for some reason, man, that's the way that Moloch communicates with me. It's kind of like just a pursuit. It's kind of like the girl and the pleasure. It's kind of like I put it in the furnace. Like that's like my sacrifice, And I'm still determined to go uphill regardless, in spite of everything, So, yeah, I just wanted to share that really quick. This is Johnny Khan, aka Not the Conqueror. Be sure to add me on Instagram under Johnny Khan or YouTube, alright? Johnny Khan, alright? This is Johnny Khan, aka Nazi the Conqueror. Peace.